Hi YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about Miss Whitney Houston. Now, I got an idea to make this video mainly because I recently watched the new Whitney Houston documentary and it just made me think about Whitney and I just wanted to make a video about it. But before I get into it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and check out my previous videos. Now, my thoughts on the documentary or biopic, whatever you want to call it. I liked it. I think the actress did a really good job, but I just wish she looked more similar to Whitney. Like, she looks nothing like Whitney at all. She's a pretty girl, don't get me wrong, but she's not Whitney. Um, a lot of the characters that they used didn't really look like themselves. But everyone did a good job, especially with the singing. That was good. I just wished with this biopic they would have made it different. Like we already know we have so many biopics about Whitney, but this one it was alright. It was good, but it wasn't giving. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't spectacular. Um like I kind of they didn't talk about her childhood at all. Like they just jumped into her singing in choir being like what 18, 19, 17. I don't know her age honestly, but they just jumped straight to her singing in choir and then her getting a record deal. But I'm like, why don't they dive into when she was like a little kid, like when she was born? Like they didn't dive into that. And the movie was already long, but that's what I'm saying. When you make biopics about certain people, they need to be a series because if you make it into an hour and 30-minute movie, you're not going to get everything you need to get. But with this movie, I did learn a lot of new things. Now, I cannot say if the movie is completely accurate and everything because I don't know Whitney personally and I don't know, her whole life story personally. So, there could be some misconceptions in the movie, but I don't know. Um, I just wanted to bring this discussion up because I feel like Whitney doesn't really get the credit she deserves. Now, I wasn't born during the time Whitney was really popping, okay? I wasn't alive. But I feel like nowadays, nobody ever talks about her. Like, she never comes up in the conversation. I mean, yeah, if you ask someone who you think the greatest singer is, some people might say Whitney and some people might not. I think the answer is Whitney, but others don't. Because even growing up, I rarely listened to any Whitney songs. I did not know anything about Whitney. I just knew, her a couple of her hits, like, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Like, that's the song everybody knows. But concerning her life and other songs, her albums, like, I knew nothing about it. And my parents didn't really listen to Whitney either. So growing up, I didn't know anything about Whitney. I recently started getting into Whitney because of New Edition. My parents like New Edition, and I started to like New Edition too, and then that led to me learning about Bobby Brown, and that led to me learning about Whitney. It's crazy that I learned more about Whitney through Bobby Brown, but that's just what happened. So I was more interested in Whitney, learning about her life, and this movie helped me do that. It helped me learn more about her and appreciate her music a lot more. And nowadays, I feel like no one ever talks about Whitney, and I feel like some of that is because of her reputation. Now, when I asked my mom about this, she said mainly because during her last years of life, she was really going through it. And in her interviews, she was going through it, obviously. And we know she had a drug addiction. And the way she acted sometimes made people turn off from her. But I'm like, obviously, this woman needs help. And I think she was getting that help. And unfortunately, she met her demise. They say it's an overdose, but we all know it's probably something else. But yeah, I just feel like nobody talks about Whitney enough. And even with them saying J-Lo was going to do a Whitney tribute, which we know isn't true, it's just like, how come we haven't gotten a Whitney tribute yet? I don't know if we have, because I haven't seen every single award show or whatnot. So let me know if we have. But I'm like, no one ever gives Whitney her flowers. Like, we rarely ever talk about her, or at least I rarely ever hear about her. And she's done so much, and she is one of the greatest singers to ever live. And it's like, she gets paid dust. And I feel the same way about Mariah. I'll make another video about that later on. But tonight, I just want to focus on Whitney. But, so, let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think Whitney gets enough flowers for her work? Because I do not. I feel like Whitney deserves better. And she deserves more accolades than she has. Because she has changed the industry forever. And it's sad because we don't have any singers today who are near her caliber, that are young and up and coming. And it just makes me sad because now most of the music today, especially when Black women come into the music space, most of it is either rap or R&B. And don't get me wrong, I like some rap and some R&B here or there. But where are the Black girls that can blow? That can, you know, make everyone in the room in awe of their voice? Like, where are new up and coming Black girls like that? And not even Black girls. Like, there are some white women as well who could really blow. And where are they at? Like, I just kind of, that's why I tend to listen to older music, because I prefer music like that. I want to feel the soul in the music that I don't feel anymore. But I always feel moved by Whitney's music. So I've just grown to have a deep appreciation for Whitney without society's help, because society has not given Whitney enough that she deserves. So because of that, I want to go over my favorite songs and my ranking of her albums. Now, with her favorite songs, I'm just going to list my top 5. You can agree, disagree, let me know in the comments what your top 5 Whitney songs are. But for number 5 is I Didn't Know My Own Strength. Now, that's from the I Look to You album, and I mainly picked this song because I really love the message behind this song, and I especially felt moved by this song when I saw her perform this song on Oprah. In the movie, they did that, and also the actual real life performance. So that made me grow to like that song even more, and it's an easy song to sing, like, so everybody can sing that song. Usually Whitney songs are very hard to sing. This one I feel like people can sing. So number 4 is Where Do Broken Hearts Go? I can't say much about that song. I just really like that song. Number 3 is The Greatest Love of All. They also played this song in the biopic, but I also really like this song. I like the message behind it, and it's just a good song. And number 2 is I Want to Dance with Somebody. I know that song's very played out, but anytime that song comes on, I do want to dance. It's a good song. And for number 1 is I Have Nothing from The Bodyguard. Now, the music video for that is beautiful, and also, I love the song. I love the song. It's just a good song. So, now that I've gone over my top 5 Whitney songs, I'm going to go over and rank the albums. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't know every single Whitney Houston song, so this could very much change. But for now, these are my rankings. So, for number 8, I have The Preacher's Wife. Now, I do like that movie, but I only have like a couple of songs, like maybe 2-3 songs from that album that I actually put on my playlist. For that, mainly, my favorite song probably would be Step by Step on that album. And the next album, number 7, is I Look to You, my favorite song, probably being I Didn't Know My Own Strength. And number 6 would be Just Whitney. And my favorite song from that one would be Just One of Those Days. And for number 5 is The Bodyguard. And that may be higher on some other people's list, but it's just lower for me because I only have 4 songs off that album on my playlist. So, I mean, compared to other albums where I have more songs, it has to rank number 5. And you know, my obvious number 1 on that would be I Have Nothing. Next being Queen of the Night. And so for number 4, I have My Love Is Your Love. My favorite being Heartbreak Hotel. And for number 3, I have I'm Your Baby Tonight. And my favorite song on that album is I'm Your Baby Tonight. And for number 2, we have Whitney Houston, her first album. Now, the second one and the first one could have very well switched places. I like both of them, but I decided to put Whitney Houston, her first album, in number 2. And my favorite song off that album is Greatest Love of All. My second one is a song she made with Jermaine Jackson. What was that? Oh, Nobody Loves Me Like You Do. That's a really good song. And lastly is Whitney. My favorite being I Want to Dance with Somebody. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. Whitney deserves her flowers. More people need to know about Whitney. More people need to talk about Whitney. And please do not make any more biopics. We get it. Let's make some ones about some new people. If you want to see the people I think deserve a biopic, please check out my previous video where I say artists who need biopics. I'll list that in the description if you want to see that. And let me know down in the comments what your favorite Whitney Houston albums are, your favorite Whitney Houston songs, and what you think about this topic in general. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.